Okay. Okay, doing this for the ring light, and it is Nicole Hudson. So Nicole Hudson, I will send you the ring light in the mail. Yay, Nicole. I'm setting this right here. That's going to be interesting to get all the way to where you are, but we shall figure it out, or I may end up just saying to heck with it and ordering one on Amazon. We'll talk about it. Okay, now we're gonna. That's trash. I'm sorry. I did separate name. I had to do names because Wheel of Names would only let me do one. So this next one we go for is everyone who texted me their September goals. Okay. It didn't have to be big. If you're scared of texting goals, you need to just, it's not like you're saying, I will do this. It's saying, my goal is this. If we don't have a goal and it doesn't feel a little scary, then it's not a big enough stretch for us. Okay. That's how we do this business. We make goals. We should feel scared, like we may not do well. And then we go for them. Okay. So the people who sent me goals: Holly Nevels, Dusty, Christy Morris, Amy Gray, AJ, Shallon, Mallory, Paula Lobb, Angela, Amber, and Angela again. Angel, and then Angela. Okay. All right. So this time, for September goals, I'm going to give a very retired mini sugar impression bracelet. Amber C wants it. Okay. I love it. I love that bracelet. It looks so good between a jewel in rose gold and a jewel in silver. So good. And all you had to do was text me your goals. That's all you had to do to be entered. Okay. Holly Nevels. That's well deserved. That girl works so hard. Okay, Holly Nevels is an area leader on my team, on our team, that we are working toward division. She is so close. So that's going to be fun to watch her do that this month. Okay, who's ready for the Hulken bag? Who's nervous? Anyone feel nervous? There's a lot of names in this one. That's pretty impressive that there's that many names that did 2,000 in jewelry sales last month. Okay. Christy Morris. Christy Morris won the Hulken bag. Oh my gosh. I may have to write her name on it. Morris, because I'm so afraid after the meeting. Oh my gosh, that's huge. Yay, Christy. Okay. Then Paula Lobb or somebody, can you write everyone's name down that's here tonight, and I'll do another giveaway for everyone who came. Okay, that's physically here with us. Okay. Here we go. Keep me on, keep me going. I'm going to go to screens. I'm going to make sure that I am staying on task. So this is our agenda. We've done our giveaways, the Hulken bag, and then keychains are ordered. We're waiting for them to get in. Tote bags you should have in your hands by now for everyone who got a tote bag. And I heard they were pretty cute. Drop what color tote bag you got below if you got a tote bag. Okay, let's talk. Okay, let me ask you guys this. I'm going to have you put it in the chat. Would you rather talk about September goals now or to hear Amber first? So put Amber or goals in the comments. Actually, you know what? Let's hear Amber first. Okay, I'm loving all the talking in here. You guys are awful quiet with me, but you're talking in the chat, so that's a good thing. Okay, let me introduce Amber. I don't know. I what to say about Amber. I when I first started Park Lane, had a friend named Chastity McNeely have a party, and she is a military woman. She's been and I say everything wrong when it comes to military. I don't know anything about it. So she's been on tour many times to other countries, whatever. But still a really good mom, really good wife. Well, I love Chastity to death, but Amber was in Chastity's party and did not order until probably 4 days into the party. It was one of those fortune in the follow up. I could have thought Amber wasn't interested and never checked up on her, but I kept checking up on her. And she calls me one day and says, I love all things rose gold. And so I had not bought a piece of rose gold yet. I was new to Park Lane, had not bought a piece of rose gold. So Amber and I shopped together and made the best cart in the world. She bought the Galaxy necklace. That's one of her first pieces and some other things. And then she just became a real loyal customer after that. And then at some point she signed up, and I think it was mostly to be a VIP shopper. And then I think I'll let Amber tell the story from there. She was probably a VIP shopper of sorts for quite some time. Okay. So I'll let her tell the story from there. I hope she'll be vulnerable and tell her story. So, Amber, I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
All right, guys. All right. So yes, the plan was just to get paid for my new obsession. Because I absolutely loved jewelry and I loved Park Lane. So um I joined in December of 2023. So I've been here for about a year and a half. While I joined while I was stationed in El Paso, Texas, which is Fort Bliss, attending the Sergeant Major's Academy. And so I was down there living life, going to school, buying jewelry, doing all the fun things. And April of 2024, well, February actually of 2024, the Army was hounding me to get my mammogram. And so I finally got it scheduled and got it done. And then um, I had several follow-ups, two other mammograms, a couple of ultrasounds, and I was very fortunate. So they diagnosed me with breast cancer, and when I say I was very fortunate, the spot was right at the edge of the mammogram screen, so they could have very easily brushed it off and said, "Oh, it's nothing," and moved on. But they were very diligent, and they did all the things that they could to make sure that it wasn't breast cancer. And uh, so I started my treatment while I was down at Fort Bliss, and then I graduated the Sergeant Major Academy. And that was one of my things. Like, I was diagnosed, I had 2 more months left, and I had already been there 9 months, and I was like, I am not going home. Like, this is not happening. My husband had different opinion, but um, Amber's opinion won that one. So I stayed down there. I did graduate, um, and they let me come home for the rest of my treatment. So I did my treatment here at the house with my husband right by my side. And so I had 4 rounds of chemo and 17 rounds of radiation. And then I had a complete hysterectomy. And so it was a crazy year from when I got diagnosed through everything. I had to have a complete hysterectomy because my breast cancer was hormone positive. So the hormones grew my cancer. And so it sent me, I hit menopause overnight. And Lordy, let me tell you, that is not any fun. So they put me on hormone blockers, which are not fun either. I'm on medicine for the hormone blockers, on top of medicine to combat the side effects of the hormone blocker. So in February, so I had my hysterectomy in November. We started hormone blockers, I think, in December. So by February, I was really not myself. I was depressed. Um, Like I could hardly get out of bed. It was terrible, terrible. Um, and so I started jumping on some of the training, just kind of here and there, kind of in the shadows. And um, and I thought, okay, I am losing who I am, so I need to grab onto something because I wasn't going to work. The Army was very, very great to me for that. I was able to stay home and still draw a paycheck. But when you come from going like I was to, and then I just fell into treatment after treatment after treatment, and then there was nothing. And so I decided that I was going to jump into Park Lane and I was going to grab a hold of it and just see where it took me. And so um, like every good military person does, we set goals. And so I decided I had decided, okay, what do I want my goals to be? And so I had just decided on doing $500 a week. And I had no idea how I was going to do that, right? Because I hadn't really, you know, engaged myself enough to know. So um, I did. I got a party. Um, it was not easy getting parties. Like I struggled with getting parties because I have a great networking system, right? Like I have people, but my people are 90% in the military. And out of those 90%, probably 80% are lower enlisted than I am. And so I have to be really careful of how I approach my business when I'm dealing with people that are in the Army, because I don't want it to be a conflict of interest. I don't want them to say, oh, I felt like I had to do it because of her rank. And so that really just cut most of my people out. And um, so yeah, so we have to set goals. So now I'm going to talk about setting goals. All right. So um, in the Army, we do backwards planning. So we decide what we want out of, what our mission is, right? So in Park Lane, you want to set monthly goals. And those goals can be strictly based off what carrots you want to chase, right? So um, if you say you want to sell 2,000 net and non per month, that is your goal. Then you just break that down. There's 4 weeks in a month. So for 2,000 net and non, you need to sell 500 each week. Okay. And then also, you also want to not just focus on your net and non, but you also want to focus on recruiting, because yes, you can run this business without recruiting, but it's much easier when you have a team with you. Um, so, so we know that we have to do 500 a month or 500 a week. So you know that you could do one party a week and more than likely have a $500 show. So um, to get one party a week, according to ChatGPT, you have to ask 10 people, because for every 10 people, you will only get one yes. So if you have to have 4 parties in a month, then you have to reach out to a minimum of 40 people. And if you're like me, the reach outs were not easy. I'm getting better at them, but they were not easy for me at all. So now that we know you have to have one party per week, now you can just kind of roll with that. But what I also did do is, I think it was Emily, I was in one training and she said this: You always need more than one avenue of revenue, right? So you have your host party. You're going to do one of those every week, right? But what you also need to be doing is you need to have something going in your VIP group. So you could do a social sale, a sample sale, that weekend blitz. But you always want something going on in your VIP group. Okay. And then you always want a party link in your name. So that party link in your name, you were going to use that when you post style drops or stills of the day or how, or, whatever Park Lane throws at us. You'll throw that link out there when you want your customers to order. Okay. So right there, you have 3 open parties just for the month, right? Um, for the first week, you'll have 3 open parties. And then as you get your other ones, then you'll have seven, 6. So that's 6 parties you should have going in your back office a month. And these other, your VIP, your party link in your name, those are all backups in case one of those party flops. Because you're only doing 1 party a week right now. And so, and then another thing is vendor events, and I have gotten into those as well. And so I'm learning those as I go. So, does anyone have any questions so far?
I'll ask. Vendor events were your way of reaching out to new people since you couldn't reach out to everyone at work,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And where did you find those?
So, the first vendor event I did, I actually reached out to a lady that I know that owns one of those Herbalife nutrition places, and she actually let me set up there for free. Like, she didn't charge me anything. I attempted to give her some jewelry, but she wouldn't take it. Um, but she's a little stubborn headed like myself. So I set up there. Uh, and the one thing, like Megan says, the one thing that you have to be careful of when you're at vendor events is you want to grab those people and get their contact information. Don't just give them your contact information, because they're not going to reach out to you. So you want to make sure that you get their contact information. That way you can invite them to your VIP. You can create that connection. You do not want just a one sell and done type of relationship. Does that make sense?
The other question I would ask you, this is new. What you said here was new, and I picked it out. It was you can run without recruiting, which we make 30%. We can make really good money doing 1 party a week and never recruit anyone. But you said we can run without recruiting, but this business is easier with a team. I want you to
Yes.
define that. I think I have to say, guys, I'm in all these little chats. Amber is a stellar leader. I mean, just a stellar natural leader in her chat. And so tell us why it's easier with a team, because it does add to your list of to-dos.
It does add to your list of to-dos, but my team members push me. So, so as you're training your new people, you're getting them out there. Well, that also just um, instills it back into you as well, right? So like you're refreshing your memory as you're going along, which only makes you better, because you can forget things, especially with no hormones and all of the things. Like, I have notes everywhere. It's crazy. Um, and so yes, so your team, so like um, my first team member, she did just what I did at first. All she does is get commission on her obsession. And so then my second team member was my bestie, which I absolutely loved. I was shocked that she signed up, but I absolutely love it. And then then I got Amy, and Amy really, really pushes me. Like she is a go-getter, and I knew she would be great at this. So yeah, just having a team, like you feel like you're all in this together, and so you push each other and you grow each other. So all
Going to
right,
be
so
speaking for the level up. And what I came up with today is it's not like what, celebrating sales VP. It's not me who lifted, it's the team who lifted. And so it's this like when we're lifting each other, we're lifting ourselves. It's just kind of interesting how it works. And I hope that we're building a culture in the Sparkle Sister and a Mister that we're all lifting each other up. I mean, we're only as strong as the next one, right? And
yes.
there shouldn't be competition. There's plenty of business out there. And it's pretty amazing how that works. So I love that. I just wanted to stop on that real quick.
Okay. All right. So are you going to meet your goals every week? Probably not. Um, should that stop you? Absolutely not. So, like I did not meet my goal a couple, more than a couple of times, but I just kept at it. So when I don't meet my goals, what I do is I look back and I look at what I did, as Megan says, activity. So I looked at my activity and figured out maybe what's not working and what is working for me, because we're all each different. And so what might work for Megan doesn't work for me. I do not have uh, the personality that Megan has. I'm a little more reserved than Megan. So, but so if you set if you never set goals, then you will never meet your goals and you'll never know what you're capable of. So, um, if you don't meet your goal, don't give up. Just keep adjusting until you find your groove. Okay. And so always try new things. Don't be afraid to do something different, um, or step out of your comfort zone. And then when you're making your goals, they need to be smart goals. Okay. So they need to be specific. What am I going to do? What carrot do I want? Is it RRC1? Is it RRC2? Okay. And then that goal needs to be measurable. All right. So if you say 2,000 a month, you're going to measure by 500 a week. Okay. And then it has to be achievable. If you can't do 2 parties a week, then do not set that as your goal. All right. Because you are the only one that knows what your days look like and what you're able to give. So make sure that they're achievable. Don't, I mean, you might be able to, sign up and get 5,000 in a month, but um, is that achievable for you? So make sure your goal is achievable. And then make sure that goal is relevant. Make sure it's something that you want to chase and something that you want to obtain. Okay. And then when you're making goals, you want to give yourself a timeline. So make your goals each month. That's your timeline. That's all I have, Megan.
It's like fresh pencils. It's just like when I was teaching and I got this new classroom and I could make new goals. Everything was fresh and new. And I was washed clean and able to start over again. So that's why I love a new month with Park Lane. We really love 5-week closing months. It gives us more time. Like if anyone's trying to promote a 5-week month, I'm going to tell you right now, if one of you came to me and said, I want to be area leader, then I would say, let's go look at this month because we're going to have 5 weeks instead of 4 to get there. It does not mean you can't get there in a 4-week month. We got to sales VP in a 4-week month, so it can happen, right? It just was not even on my radar. I was looking toward the end of the year for one of the 5-week months for a big promotion. So, Okay, so thank you, Amber. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys from my point of view, Amber did not make orders, did not make orders, did not make orders, did not make orders. And I kind of felt like a failure to thrive. From the leader point of view, it was like, do I need to reach down? Am I not training her? Have I not given her the time she needed? But at the end of the day, she knew she could check into whatever training there was. We have so much training with the tribe, and that board is chock full of information. At the end of the day, I made a decision. Like I called her one day. It was like suddenly Amber just was showing up. And it was not like these huge 50,000 orders. It was these 500-ish dollar orders every single week. And I was like, well, look who's showing up on here. And then I called her and I said, Amber, what's going on? And she said, I made a decision, period. I made a decision, you know. And I was like, boy, I feel like I'm learning from Amber right now. Like when I jumped in, it was like, I probably didn't, and this is my personality, right? I just jumped in feet first without making goals. And I was like, well, it was like, I'm going to get Ireland. That was it. There wasn't any small goals I was looking for. It was like, nope, I'm going to Ireland. I'm proving to my husband I can do this, whatever. And that was the only goal. And so it was just recruit, 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 party, party, party. And there was no stopping. And my family lost me for a little bit because that's my personality. Just go for the goal. Just go for the goal. Um, and so then when I talked to Amber, I was like, wow, I'm learning from Amber. You make a decision and you match your activity to your decision. It's that simple. So Amber was saying, will you always meet your 500? No, but you're also going to exceed 500. That's what I found with Amber. She had so many $800 weeks. So once you make that goal of whatever it is, you may be exceeding it quite a bit. So anyway, thank you, Amber, for sharing your story. I love it for so many reasons. I love it that we provided something for you to find yourself in because I think we come for the jewelry, but we stay for the sisterhood. And I think that you found your place here, you found your belonging here, and your story is pretty amazing. And I love you so, so much. So thank you for sharing it with us.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so let's share our screen and make sure I'm covering our and we're at 30 minutes. We're doing good. We're doing good. Let's talk about September goals. This is the goals that your leaders have made for you this month. Me and Shallon met and made our goals, talked about what we thought was fair. Here's another thing we do in teaching. We talk about scaffolding, right? And it's like, you know, a need for one person is very different than a need for another person, either because they are full-time workers or because, whatever it is, everybody's needs are different. So we have 4 weeks to close. Yesterday was our first one, so we've already missed a week of closing. We have the next week. So everyone look at your calendar right now and circle September 10th. Highlight it, exit, circle it. That's your big day for this month. Okay. And Park Lane puts these on us. Okay. And we haven't, some of you are so new, you haven't even talked about programs. So one of the biggest perks of Park Lane is that we are incentivized for doing our job. I can promise you right now that when I was teaching next door to that coach who played movies all day long, he was getting paid the same paycheck I was for working my tail off trying to help those kids how to read and write better. Okay. So I'm just saying, like with Park Lane, I can work harder and I can get all the carrots. And it's really, really fun to get all the carrots. That was very fun for me when I first started because everything I'd ever done with my life was in service to others. And yes, you get something back, but I wasn't getting like sparklies back, you know? So fun to get sparkle in the mail just for doing our job, right? So Park Lane gives us those sparkles. And what happens, you got I liked how Amber was talking about setting goals or goal setting. Park Lane puts a really fair scaffolded goal before us. Park Lane is saying if you're doing any kind of activity, surely you can get to 1,000 a month by that second week of every month. And so RRC1 is everybody, the hobbyist who just shares her link with friends, or the person who's, trying her way in parties. That RRC1 is that first step in sales. It's 1,000 net and non. So, like it could be just a $700-ish party. That could be a 10 order party, a 12 order party, whatever. You're going to get $250 in free jewelry by turning that in by September 10th. So that's the first thing. And if that wasn't enough, Park Lane doesn't always do this, but RRCs are always offered. That stands for Rich Rewards Club. They're always offered. But sometimes they throw in extras. So they've thrown in the Octavia this month. That looks much like Meridian. So it's that same different cut that Meridian had, little bit smaller than a regular impression and clear on silver. And so they've just upped that a tiny bit. So instead of just getting to 1,000 on September 10th, they just upped it a tiny bit to getting to 1,500 by September 10th to get that Octavia bracelet. So September 10th is our first goal setting date. Okay. That means we can kind of sleep through September 3rd. But the reason I never tell you guys to sleep through that is because when you get paychecks, your confidence soars. You feel like, wow, the action that I'm doing is making a difference. I mean, I want everyone to drop in the comments what you would do with 300 extra a week. What would you do with 300 extra a week? If it just was like given to you, what would you do with it? And maybe you would buy more jewelry, and that's okay. But I'd love to know what you would do with that. Okay. The people who do really well in this business, they need it. They need it for whatever reason. Amber needed it for her identity, for something outside of herself, right? The military was somewhat treating her like a survivor. Park Lane treated her like, she could be on top of the world. And so I think she's doing great with the military now. Just there for a while was really, really hard, and she wanted to be something that she created and wanted to be. So, okay. Our RC2 then is September 17th. And that is those cute earrings that go with the Hendrix necklace, which I guess I should have mentioned in my live. Here they are. These cuties. So 2,500 by the 17th, and those are going to get sent to you. Okay. I love our RC2 because all you have to do is fill out the form and then it's getting sent to you. You don't have to pay for the taxes or anything. The other ones, you have to pay taxes and shipping. And by the way, they expire. You've got 30 days. So all you newbies, make sure you're looking and making sure you're using your rich rewards. Okay, and then RRC3 is 4,000 in sales. If you're doing 4,000 in sales a month, you've got a really good going business. You're steadily adding people, right? You're steadily partying, you're steadily, whatever it is, that's a good, consistent number to reach for. So Park Lane has kind of done that on purpose to help scaffold you. So you're being gifted for working, but you kind of have those small goals. Okay. And then the 4 and 5s, those are recruiting. And we need to talk about recruiting because basically you double yourself. So, if you could have a clone or a mini me, wouldn't you want one? Like when I'm off with my husband tonight watching the Dallas game, Paula's having a party. I've cloned myself in a way, that's what recruiting is. So we are in what Tish was saying the other day in her live, a duplication business. If we can have a system that works and we can live with, we can duplicate that with others and duplicate ourselves in a way. So, okay, 4 and 5 are all about that duplication, and it's all about recruiting. So 4 is recruiting, and qualifying 2. And 5 is recruiting and qualifying 4. Guys, in my career, I've gotten RRC 5 like 2 or 3 times. So it's hard to get. Okay. Then we're going to focus on Sparklebox sales. Here's what I've decided. I want everyone to look at your number today. And if you could write it in the comments or text, why don't you drop it in the Sparkle Sister and a Mr. Chat? Let's just blow it up. I want to know how much in Sparklebox sales you have. If you turned in a party last week, then maybe you subtract that party from your numbers, your overall numbers, and then that would be your Sparklebox numbers. But I think it's good to have a starting point for all of us. And I dropped my starting point in the Sparkle Sister and a Mr. Chat on the 1st of September. I think it'll be a real learning lesson for all of us that when we put focus anywhere, our business grows. So just because we're concentrating on Sparklebox this month, it does not mean that we're not concentrating on parties and everything else. I just want you guys to prove to yourselves that when you can focus on something, it does make a difference. I'm kind of proving it to myself too. So we're all going to focus on Sparklebox. And what a beautiful Sparklebox to focus on. So if you've seen the Sparklebox, put the word black below in the comments. Okay. If you've seen it. And then if you haven't seen it, say, I don't know, whatever you want to say. I haven't seen it. Whatever. Put a 1 if you haven't seen it. Okay. So the Sparklebox is making it easy to do our job with adding Sparkleboxes. So I put 4 here. Let me see if my graphic says 4 or 3. I feel like I was going to do 3, but I put 4 on the notes. What do you guys think? Should we do 4 or 3 Sparklebox sales? Tish does 2 a week. Okay, Amber says 3. I want you guys to be successful. I do. So here it is. Yep, it's 3. So here it is. I'm going to give this cute little leopard bag. Let me see if I have it here. This little tiger bag is so in right now. So here's the tiger bag. Okay. And I'm going to give it away to one lucky gal who sells 3 Sparkleboxes. So I've made this and I'll put it in the chat, a 1, 2, and 3, where you can kind of exit off as you get it. They have to be premium or elite. They have to be $39 or $59 boxes. I don't know if you sold Sparklebox. So this is on, I mean, I can go look and check, but it's kind of be on you and a fairness thing, like I'll probably do a Google form of some sort. And everyone who sells 3 in the entire month is going to be entered for this bag. Okay. So that's Sparkleboxes. Then we're going to have a recruiting focus. We need to keep growing this team. And so Shallon had this darling Coach bag that's brand new and ready for fall. It's a nice bag. And so then we have this for this. Are you ready to duplicate yourself? Qualify a new stylist in the month of September to be entered. Okay, this doesn't mean you have to recruit and qualify, just qualify. Okay, so if someone I know, like Amanda, signed up at the end of, and there's other people that did too, signed up at the end of August, right? But if she qualifies this week, then Amber C will be entered into the coach bag. Okay. All right. And then I want people reaching for Mercedes car bonus. Okay. So if you get Mercedes car bonus, there's going to be gifts for that anyway, if you get it. And then if you qualify, like if you already have it, but you actually reach it and get your payment, then you're going to be entered for $100 bill from me. Okay. So that's what this one is. Okay. So if you earn it for the first time, or you actually get it. Because once you've earned it, guys, you have to keep earning it. I mean, it's much easier to earn it afterward, but you do have, I mean, you don't just get a free car. My daughter used to be like, well, is that really getting a free car? You have to kind of get into the program, then you have to keep your business up. I mean, they can't just give you a free car for no activity. So you have to do activity to keep your payment. Okay, so let's see. So here's your action items after this meeting. Make your personal goals and reach out to a sister stylist or your leader on how to match action to meet your goals. Know your deadlines. The biggest ones are September 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. And I want every single one of you to invite to Sparkle Night. You do not have to go. If you are busy on a Monday night, let the team carry you, right? All you have to do is invite. If they say, no, I can't go, well, you've got another one there on the 22nd. If they say, no, I can't go, well, then you send them one of Tisha's videos, her 7-minute videos. Okay. But invite, invite, invite. And then the two things I want to talk about later is to do a Sparkle Box training, which I thought about doing a lunch and learn with that Carrie girl who spoke today. And I want my girls, I want to make it, I see you, Amber, sorry. I want to make it very, very clear to every single one of you that I have had numerous women join me in a trip qualifying period around right now, and they've gotten the trip. Kara Freck, Paula Lobb, all kinds of people who joined later into the trip qualifying period and still got the trip. If you start activity now, you can get the trip. And we never know what Park Lane's going to throw out. Just never know. And today in the meeting, Tish acted like big things are still coming. Park Lane helped us last month, right? They carried a lot of our growth last month for August. I feel like something like that is coming again in what they call the golden quarter. This is our biggest money making time with Park Lane, and you're in it in the right time. So, okay, the trip. We're going to have a trip meeting. If you want to try, or you just want to hear about it to see if you could try, okay, I want you to try to come to that meeting or at least watch the replay. I'm going to have to use somebody to be able to explain how I would get her there, so you could kind of watch what that looks like to get you there, if that makes sense. And by the way, when they do the $500 giveaways, can we all cheer for Amber C? You guys realize she's the one that won Amsterdam. Okay. So our speaker tonight is the one that won it for free. And we say she won it, but she earned it, guys. She did hard work and she did extra parties to be able to help this team become a sales VP team. And in that activity of extra parties, she had more entries and she won Amsterdam. I mean, and she did that herself. She earned it. Okay. And I'm telling you, once she goes on that trip, she's never going to miss one again. The girl is going to be like, okay, it's triple points time. I'm doubling down, because it is, they travel better than I do. I mean, you stay in the best hotels, eat the best food, and you just travel in style. So, okay, Amber, you had your hand raised. And then if there's any other questions, I mean, I don't like talking at you guys, so I really want you guys to talk to me. Okay, some of you have seen it. Some of you, I'm telling you, they made it easy. Okay, Amber.
All right. So if you aren't sure how to invite to Sparkle Night, there is a board in the Treasure Tribe board with words to say and when to start reaching out. And tomorrow is the day to start reaching out. And you always, always, always want to invite your host to Sparkle Night. So that's all I had.
Two big things. Actually, I want you to stay on, Amber. There's two big things about Sparkle Night. One is, or there's two big things about a hostess. One is you should be the master inviter. You are invited to everything. And one of those is you could win free sparkle at Sparkle Night. Okay. It's 30 minutes of her time. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just an invite, right? so she can go watch Sparkle Night, and that's all you have to do. The Sparkle Night does the rest. And then um it's invite them to get a sparkle box. That's what the Carrie lady said today. Guys, I'm serious. This is what she does. Oh, Paula, by the way, yes. If you sold one yesterday, we'll count it. Okay. The Carrie lady said, I mean, I don't know if she's as bossy as I am, but sometimes in sales you have to tell people what they need, right? And so I think that Carrie kind of says, listen, you got to have 10 orders. And one of your ways to get 10 orders is to sell Sparkle boxes. So I want you to sign up for Sparkle Box. Take it, date it a while, see what you think about it. I mean, if they love hosting, if they're hosting because they love jewelry, then why are they going to mind? Sometimes I think people are scared of it or something, right? So Carrie says part of hostessing, you're gonna get a sparkle box, and then you're gonna be wearing it and telling your people, hey, this is a way you can support me. Just sign up for Sparkle Box. If you don't have time to look at the link, then just sign up for Sparkle Box, and because it's about those numbers, those orders, not about the amount. So that's how that Carrie girl is selling. I mean, she sold 17 last month, and she's doing it through the party. But you have to be having a party to be able to sell the Sparkle Boxes, right? Or you got to be getting on the phone and saying, hey girl, I don't know whether to tell you guys or not. No, do you want to know about the Sparkle Box? I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. You love butterflies. You got to see the Sparkle Box. Whatever it is. Okay, and so, I mean, that's how we sell Sparkle Box. I mean, that's how Carrie does it. It's pretty amazing. 17 in 1 month. So, Amber, what I was gonna say, is in charge of Sparkle Night. So what she's going to do every single Thursday, I'm hoping, is tell you guys, hey, today's the day one of sandwich method. Do your first reach outs and invites today. And then Friday will be the bump text. Hey girl, I know things get buried and things are busy. I wondered if you got my text yesterday. And then Saturday, you're going to give them the day off. And then no, Sunday you're going to give them the day off. And then Monday, hey girl, it's tonight. Did you want to get the link for Sparkle Night? Whatever it is. And Amber will remind us when to do that. And then Amber will come into the chat and say, here's the link for the chat. Add all your people who are coming to Sparkle Night into this chat. And then I think it's me. I don't know, this coming Monday night. And then I'll speak. And then in the chat, I'll give away something to your people. And then the tribe will give away something to everybody. And then that's it. And then this is the fortune in the follow-up. We get hopefully, Amber, could you drop that in the chat too? So when Dreamcatchers puts the link or the Excel spreadsheet for the results of the survey, and then Amber will take those results and stick it in our chat.
Yep.
It's hard to read. If you're having trouble reading it the first time, let us know. You have to go to DC for Dreamcatcher and then go find your name. And then, we need to make sure if a girl's at a 3 or a 4, that girl's ready to sign up. So we need to make sure we're following up with her. Even if you're scared to do that, then you need to do it in a group with me or your leader. Okay. And I think that's it. I'm talking your ear off. Does anyone else want to say anything? Oh, let me say this. Branching up, leveling up. Okay. You make 5% more for the same activity as you would make as a fashion stylist. I texted some people today and I saw someone say, well, I'm still so new. I don't know what I'm doing. So why would I add someone when I don't know what I'm doing? Well, the thing is, that's the perfect time, because my sister and my best friend joined with me, and we were all like, hey girl, what are you doing? Where do you find that? Where do you find those words to say? Will you go live with me? I'm scared. All those things. So it's the perfect time to bring someone on so that the tribe can help raise them up with you. You don't have to know what you're doing. We call this ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. Okay. And so bring a friend along. You're going to make like someone's done the math, like 100 more on a party than you would have. you know, and you don't have any more leadership responsibilities. So it's fun to be a branch director. A branch out series starts Saturday, and it'll be 30 minutes. They do not go over 30 minutes, and it is very to the point. So Emily is one of the best trainers in the world. Okay. And so she trains on Saturdays. I think it's 3 weeks for branch up series. And then some of you need to work on area series, and that will probably come after branch up. So that's this weekend. And then on the Amsterdam thing, I'll probably just have a meeting. I'll probably just have a meeting for the Amsterdam people. Come if you want, don't if you don't, and I will record it. But I'm telling you, it's doable. So we'll take somebody's numbers and we'll crunch them out, and I'll show you how it's doable. Okay. I believe that is it. Anyone else need to say anything? I love all your pretty faces. AJ looks so pretty out there. Cynthia and Angel. I love it. Anita. Those are the only faces I see. Anybody else? Okay. It was a fun first meeting. So our meetings will normally be like they would have been last Thursday, right? Even if it's in the month of September, if it's that Thursday of the new opening of a new month, it's going to be then. So the first Thursday, first Park Lane Thursday of every month will be our meeting. We'll celebrate the month before. We'll look forward to the month coming, and hopefully we'll keep it. I really wanted to keep it at 45 minutes. Sorry, guys. I'll try. I'll get better at it. I promise. So love you guys so much. I'm so proud of this team. So proud of this team. All right. Bye.